There's a fine line between vulnerability, fear, and the exhilaration of living in a moment. Out of all of my moments, there is one particular moment that feels like one of those feelings did not outweigh another, but seemingly came together. My name is Tracy McGough. I will achieve my AA this May with Eastern Florida, and then I will transfer to the University of Central Florida in the fall and major in international and global studies. I'm a mother of two. I've been married for 25 years. I'm a Persian Gulf combat veteran, and I've been in the workforce for approximately 35 years. Out of all of my experiences that I've had, I thought that I might share with you one that provides a little humor, because we all love a good laugh. I began performing in community theater in my early 40s. One of the theaters that I performed at was a small black box theater in North Orlando. And the seating in it was approximately 25 people, so it was a very intimate theater. I'll go ahead and set the scene for you. So the play that we were performing was a pretty serious play. The scene that I was going into was shared with one other person only. We were expected to be on our telephones. The implication was that we were speaking to each other from different locations. The house was full, so all 25 seats were full. And the only other person aside from the house and the audience and the other person performing on stage aside from me was the director who was sitting at the soundboard. And my family was in the audience as well. So when I entered the theater, I thought that I had put my telephone on silent or airplane mode. I turned the volume down, but I did not put it on airplane mode. And when I started speaking on the phone, I accidentally dialed a phone number. And on the other end it rang and answered 911, what's your emergency? Needless to say, my blood drained from my face, because not only am I trying to remember dialogue, stay in the moment, provide a performance, block, because blocking in theater ensures that you are in the right situation, the right placement at the right time, and I had to make sure I stayed in that moment. So my immediate reaction was to hang up. So I hung up thinking that this was all over with. So it worked out okay. So I continued the scene, everything was going great, and then I dialed the same number again. I didn't have time in the scene to try to solve the problem, to find out why it was happening, so I just hung up again. I continued on in hopes that it wouldn't happen again, and I was back into the dialogue, back into my character, and continuing through the scene, and we were nearly done with the scene, and my phone rang. Now, fortunately, I had the volume down, and when they called back, I had to pick up the phone, otherwise it would keep buzzing. So when I pressed answer on the telephone while I'm still in dialogue with the person on stage, the other end of the telephone said, "This is Orange County Fire and Rescue. Can we help you?" And I hung up again. I don't know if it was a panic or if it was just wanting to get through it, because there's so much that weighed on me finishing that performance. There were people in the audience that had tickets. They paid for a performance. And I didn't want to sacrifice a performance because of an error that I made. I didn't want to sacrifice the performance by the other actor. Now, my family was in the audience and they did not know something was going on. They said that it wasn't evident, so I was very thankful for that. But my director, who was sitting at the soundboard, and the person that was acting opposite of me, they truly understood that something was going on, because I wasn't acting in the same way I normally would. But all in all, it turned out well. A few months later, I ended up winning Best Actress for a straight play for the season for that theater. So, in the end, when you think everything has gone south, you may very well end up with a story that would be great for telling at a party, or it could be easy filler for an acceptance speech. Thank you.